All right, so this is what managing a day of operational clients looks like for 3 different clients. And before you ask, yes, I have tried Motion, I've tried Reclaim, I've tried Notion and Google Calendar, and pretty much any other tool you can think of. I'm Nora. I'm a freelance operations and sales manager, and over the last few years, I've tested literally every productivity app, or at least it feels like it, that exists. And here's the thing, most of them made me more productive, but none of them really actually helped me see reality until Sunsama. So, I'm going to show you why I ended up here, why I paid $20 a month for over 2 years, and if you're like me, maybe you have been trying all the apps and you're finally ready to just find the home you've been looking for. First, let me paint a picture of what my day to day actually looks like. I manage operations and sales for 3 different clients simultaneously, as well as running my own business. I work freelance, so day to day, my job changes. One of them is an e commerce brand, the other is digital products, and the third is honestly chaos right now, but they work with a lot of their own clients. And each of these clients has their own project management system. Client A uses Notion, Client B uses Asana and Notion, Client C mostly just emails me tasks, all with the subject line urgent. The problem with managing multiple clients like this isn't just the volume of the work, but it's actually the context switching. Every single time I open a new tab or new software, I have to remember, what am I supposed to be doing this week? Where did I leave off last week? What is actually urgent? Did I already respond to that email or just think about responding? I tried using my Google Calendar for a long time. I blocked time off and it worked really well until the client drops something urgent that completely ruins my day after 2 p.m. or until I have young kids at home who are sick for the week and it's thrown off my entire schedule. There was no easy way for me to just shift tasks into the next day, and no easy way for me to mark those tasks as complete within the project management systems themselves. I also tried using to-do lists, both paper and digital, and that did work well, but once I got to like the 47th task across the 3 clients, everything just started to feel equally urgent. And again, I was logging into all the same platforms to check off what I had or hadn't done. I then tried to live inside project management tools, tried to build automations with Zapier and Make. But honestly, a lot of tools like this are built for teams, not one on one people. And it's also built for long term planning, not for what am I doing today and what's most important, especially when you span it across 3 different types of businesses. What I needed was something that sat in between a calendar and in between a task system. Something that would force me to prioritize what I was committing to and set realistic plans for the day that could get moved when the inevitable happens. So I'm going to show you my actual workspace. I did not clean this up or make it pretty because I want you to see how I actually use this day to day. Every morning, Sunsama prompts me to do my daily planning ritual. First, it shows me what I did not finish from yesterday. These 2 tasks will be rolled over from today into tomorrow because I ran out of time. And Sunsama does not let me pretend that they don't exist. They also don't fall into some limbo. I have to decide what to do with them. Am I going to do these today, push them till later, or put them in my backlog and just admit I won't be getting to them yet? Then it asks me to review my calendar for the day. Okay, I have 3 client calls, which means realistically I have 4 hours of deep work in between mornings and school pickup. So this is where it gets good. Within my panel, all of the different integrations that I have on here, like Gmail, means that I can pull tasks directly from my Gmail. I can pull emails that actually need responses and turn them into actual steps. Like when you get a client that asks about Q4 projections, that might not be a quick minute email reply. It's an hour worth of work and pulling in a bunch of reporting. So I can pull it into Asana, assign it to the right channel, and time box 90 minutes for it in the afternoon. The Notion integration is beautiful. I use Notion for my own business as well as 2 of my clients, and it's really easy to import tasks from any database in there. The Slack integration is a huge time saver for when a client sends an urgent message. I can just turn it into a task instead of having to log into Slack every day to check. So how I organize everything is with channels. I have a channel set up for each client, channel A, B, C, and then I also have my own business. When I import a task, I assign it to the channel immediately. And thanks to Sunsama's AI, most of the time it's already decided for me or picked for me based on the context. It learns really quickly. So once I tag it, I can filter by client, and then I can focus on just one client's work without getting distracted by the other two. This allows me to also time box based on the client. I don't add tasks just to a list and hope I get to them. I can schedule them on my actual calendar around my other commitments. And when I drag tasks into my calendar, it'll also estimate the time needed to complete the task. Sama forces me to face the reality of my calendar and how much one day can actually hold. When my daily workload goes over the hours that I have scheduled, Sunsama turns red and basically says, hey, you're lying to yourself. So then I know I have to move something tomorrow or admit that I'm working late that night. And this is the part that every other app skips. Motion will automate and move stuff around. ClickUp will let you have 400 tasks due today. It doesn't say a word about it. Sunsama makes you be honest, and it prompts you to actually plan your day in a realistic way. Every client I work for is going to use different tools. I don't want to switch between 6 different apps all day, and I don't want to force my clients into my own system. The best part is that it's two-way sync, meaning if there's an update in Notion or Asana, it also updates in Sunsama. If something moves on my calendar, it's going to update Sunsama as well, and my day will update automatically. The point is that I don't have to rebuild an entire workflow in Sunsama. I'm just connecting the things that already exist. Sunsama becomes more of a hub of my daily planning rather than an addition to. Then everything syncs back where it came from, saving me a ton of time and a lot of mental load. And that's why I think Sunsama works so well. It's not trying to replace every other tool I use, it's just connecting everything together and allowing that connection to sync beautifully between them. Now, I want to be really honest about all of this because I am being paid by Sunsama for this video. I've been a long-time affiliate of them, and I actually have a free version of the app now because I've been an affiliate for so long. All of that being said, there are some downsides to Sunsama, and I don't think that it's for everyone. So let's go through some of those downsides really quickly so that you don't waste your time if it's not a good fit for you. First up is that Sunsama is meant for someone who wants to plan their day. This does not have AI that's automatically going to set your schedule up for you. It is intended to be planned. There are prompts that guide you through your day and help you move through it very quickly. It takes 5 or 10 minutes in the morning. But if that's not something that you want to spend your time doing, it's not going to be the right fit. Sunsama intentionally is meant to help you slow down and make a plan. The second downside is that it's not going to fix boundaries for you. It will show you when you've overcommitted, and it can warn you if it's scheduled more work than you have chosen. But it's not going to stop you from saying yes to a client who emails you. It's going to just pull the task in from all of these other apps, and then you need to organize them yourself. If you don't add something to your calendar, it's not going to block it off in your schedule. These are still boundaries that you're going to need to set for yourself, and Sunsama can help you identify them, but it is just going to make you more aware if you are breaking boundaries, which can be uncomfortable, but for me is necessary. Third downside is that the mobile app is limited. The mobile app exists, and you can check off tasks and quickly add tasks, but the real power of Sunsama is on the desktop. The time blocking, the integrations, the daily planning, you need an actual computer for that. If you are someone that works primarily from your phone, this isn't going to be the right tool for you. And downside number 4 is that there is a learning curve. The first week that I used Sunsama, I didn't really like it. I thought that the daily planning ritual was a little bit intense right out of the gate. I didn't understand why I needed to time box things. I just tried to kind of use it like a regular to-do list, and it was frustrating. By the second week, I got it. And now I honestly can't imagine working without it, but you do have to give it a little bit of time to just learn how to use it. And to be fair to Sunsama, when I first started using it, was like 3 years ago, their onboarding plan has gotten a lot smoother. Like, they kind of guide you through the whole thing. I also have a video about how to do this, which I will link down below. So if you do want to take advantage of their free trial, I highly recommend following along with that. If you are just someone that doesn't want to take the time to learn a new tool, then you're probably not going to want this one. And finally, the last downside may be the price. Sunsama costs $20 a month if you pay on the monthly plan, or $16 a month if you pay annually. That is $240 a year. But here's how I think about the ROI. If Sunsama saves me just an hour a week by reducing context switching or logging into different apps, that is 360 hours a year. Let's be generous and say I'm taking off a bunch of time. Let's say it's only 200 hours a year. My hourly rate averages around $50. That is $10,000 worth of my time saved in a single year. And to be honest with you, I think it may be more. Even if it only saves me 5 hours in the whole year, it is still worth having. That said, $20 a month is still $20 a month, and I get it. There are free alternatives, and I'll talk about those in a second. But if you do want to invest in an app, this is a great one. Number one is Motion. It's better if you want AI to schedule your day. It's worse if you want manual control over the planning, and it is a little bit more expensive, but it is good for people who hate planning and still want structure. If you're on the verge of hiring a virtual assistant but can't quite afford that yet, this might be a good in between. Number two is Reclaim. It is better for defending focus time and habit blocking, but it's not as good at daily tasks or execution across a bunch of different data sources. It's great if your main problem is getting other people off of your calendar. It's not great if you don't know what to prioritize. Number three is AkiFlow, and this is actually the closest competitor to Sunsama. I've actually used it before, and they've sponsored this channel before in full transparency. They have similar integration, similar daily planning concepts, and it is the same price. Some people prefer the interface, and it's worth checking out if you want to compare. Personally, I love Sunsama, and it's just what I will continue to use, but AkiFlow may be a better fit. Number four is basic calendar blocking. This is free, and it requires more discipline and manual work, but if you are organized enough to block time out every single day, then you don't need an app to pay $240 for. You can save your money and do it yourself. So here's what I would recommend. Sign up for a free trial. Commit to doing the daily planning ritual every single day this week, even if it feels kind of annoying or a little uncomfortable. I also recommend that you track how much time you save by not switching tasks all day long. Track how much clearer your day feels, and track whether you end your day knowing what you accomplished instead of just feeling vaguely exhausted. My cat is trying to be in the video. If after 1 week you haven't saved time or mental energy, then this isn't going to be for you. Cancel before the trial ends. But if it does work, then you'll know within the first few days. Thank you for watching, and go plan your day.